Hey guys, welcome back. O-Gauge CNR here. Just thought I'd come at you with another layout video. For those of you that follow me over 8 months ago, you're probably wondering what the hell's going on. I'm actually getting something done, but that's due to a number of reasons. One, I was busy with work. Two, I didn't have it set in my mind yet what exactly I wanted to build in each area, but now I'm pretty mindset on it. So once I got the layout running again and tried Trestle Bridge 1.0, I immediately realized that I cannot have models traveling across that. It's just too shaky. It's too shimmy. Something was going to get broke. Some of these models cost more than, cars that travel on the road. So I thought I might as well rebuild a bridge. And this is my second trial at building a timber trestle bridge. It took me 350 hours. And, there's still a lot of mistakes in it. What I learned from scratch building is, if you're going to start, don't start with something that's absolutely ginormous. There's a lot of thought and process and craftsmanship that goes into building something like that. So let's start back here in this corner and I'll show you what's going to be going on. I will be mainly focusing on this side of the layout as I see it's probably going to be the easiest to complete as far as scratch building goes. So this will be the Canadian Rockies, and through this opening right here, I'm going to be building a overhead vehicle like cars and transport bridge there. And down here, this will transfer into my intermodal yard. It's a 12-foot section there. And I'll have another spur that's going to come off of that and go into here. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it as an abandoned line or some sort of industry yet. I don't want to take away the look from the background bridges in front of the rocks and trees. All of these retaining walls are hand-carved by me. I'm going to be doing a little bit more work on this one over here. I think it extrudes a little bit more out than the other ones. I'd like to level it all. So all these rocks I hand-carve. It's just plaster I stick on and then go to town with a knife and a steel brush. You can really see some fine detail here on the top ones. There's no molds used on these. They're all hand carved. It's all in behind my trestle bridge and it's all over this side of the layout. It'll all be down behind the trestle bridge and I'll be filling this all in and having rocks and trees here. It'll come right out to line up with that table. Now over here, this will be the color of the retaining walls I just showed you. I was happy with the turnout of this here. So I wrote down that color formula and I just got to get to painting it. Over here, you can see I got more excited than a 8-year-old on the 24th of the Christmas. I just had to try painting rocks. And I tried it a couple different colors and I was happy with my very first try up here. So eventually when all the rocks are on this side of the layout, I'll paint them all at once. I'll repaint those white just to make sure everything blends. All inside of my tunnels will be retaining walls too. I even have ceilings. You can see here where I have to add another coat of plaster and then carve that all back out. So with my trees, I hand built all the trees too. Some of them are better than others, but as you can see back there, that's all going to be filled up in with trees up there. So any ones that I just find don't look that well can be transferred up there, but there's about 70, 80 trees there. It's pretty thick in the top section. So, going over here. Up top, I'm going to put some trees here so you can't see the houses I'll be putting. But this will all be filled in with houses so I can detail in, like a swimming pool or a backyard barbecue scene. Down here, this is just styrofoam that I got and hand-carved it. I'm going to be doing an underground Canadian mine. And then down below, I'll have a section that shows a through the hill car highway. Sorry, I can't think of the proper terminology. So as we come over to here, there'll be a top of the ridgeline suburban houses at the top. Only one of these trains are going to be noticeable. I'm going to be pulling one track about 4 or 5 inches this way and hiding the other one and just having a scene where it's only one train running at a time. And it'll then come into the big mountain that'll be over here. Now, even though these 3 lines right here lead into my passenger station, I'd still like to have a CN lunchroom scene over here. So just like where the boys who work for the yard would go eat their lunch, have a couple CN trucks there. Now, as we transfer over here, the mountain will immediately drop right off, and I'm going right into tall city-rise flat buildings in the back. That'll be the entire length of the room around, just tall rise buildings. You can see where I already started scratch building one over there. That's just some cardboard and a piece of glass. So down here, you can see where I left the room for a Altoona Model Works kit. I actually traced out the space it would take up and roughly where it will sit. Back here, I'll be doing more tall rise buildings, and I'll be doing a retaining wall as the train gets up on elevation to enter into the mountain. Now over here, like I said, these three lines are entering into my passenger station. So I'd like to make it where all the buildings are on level 2 and the tracks would be on level 1, and the trains enter in, and via a staircase down, you would enter into the platforms. Now over here, I'm going to be building a overhead car highway that runs the entire length of this wall and hides in behind my passenger station, which I'd like to bring up, 10, as many stories as I can, because I'm going to be doubling it as an access hole for the tracks back there. So up front here, where you can see my die-cast car collection just hanging out, not put away, I'm going to be building more of a city scene here, lower buildings, 3, 4, 5-story buildings. And then over here in my roundhouse area, I think I'll tackle this last, mainly because this is a 20 by 25 room in the back of it, and I'd like to build a mobile layout to go to shows with. And should I do that, I'd like to move the roundhouse over to where the brown box is, because I'd eventually like to try to scratch build my own churn table or buy a Millhouse River Studios if I just can't get that level of detail I'm looking for. My yard will, my roundhouse also currently has a double line lead into it. And over here, I just got a bunch of models. These are all Lionel prefabbed buildings. I like these here. Some of them I'm going to be taking them and adding them to other ones by just dissecting the way they constructed them, making them up to 5 stories. So yeah, that's my layout. Also, for those of you who wonder why I have this above, what it is it's a drip protection. There's a double-story garage above this, and when they built it, they cut expansion joints, but now all the water leaks through that. So I've recently filled it with some epoxy, and if it doesn't leak this year, those will be coming down, and I'll be sanding the ceiling and painting it before doing this section underneath of it. If you guys would like to see a video on maybe how I do my trees or how I do my rocks, leave a comment, let me know. I'd love to show you guys. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great day.